four pillars, guys. Restoring the family as the centerpiece of American life and protect our children. Restoring the family as the centerpiece of American life and protect our children. That's number one. Number two, dismantle the administrative state and return self-governance to the American people. Three, defend our nation's sovereignty, borders, and bounty against global threats. And four, secure our God-given individual rights to live freely, what our Constitution calls the blessings of liberty.
Oh, yeah, we are back and we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your co-host, FW Mike, and to my right-hand side, the man with the plan. Give it up for your friend and my friend, the living legend himself, DJ Protocol.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, that's
Woo!
me. Yeah, that's 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 me. That was my song right there. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Heck yeah. How you feeling? No, I lost you. I lost your mic there, brother. Give me a check on your mic. Yeah, no volume on your mic. The man, the myth, the legend. All right. We are working on some audio here. Let's see here. I got you cranked up. No pro. I'm with you, Fuego. We're working on it right now. You want to pop out and come back in? No, see, I see you on mute now. We're working on it. This is not a normal thing. We are working on it. See, unmute mic. Can't unmute because the guest muted. No audio with you there. All right. I don't know. I'm hearing like your computer sounds and stuff like that. So your computer has audio. It's just your mic we're not getting, brother. So, yeah. Can't hear you at all. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Your video's great. And then we can hear your computer sounds when you're messing with your stuff. We're just not getting any audio out of the mic. You want to drop out and hit the link and come back in, see if it resets it? Yeah, there we go. Hey, everybody, we are super excited to be here tonight. We've got a lot to cover. Chase Hughes dropped some amazing science and knowledge. If you don't know who he is, I highly recommend you Google him and check him out. We are ecstatic. Shout out Fuego in the building. Shout out Haram Life in the building. Shout out Fuego and Amy K. Hall in the building. Yeah, man, we are excited about a great night. We're going to do some awesome stuff. There he is. And let's see. There you are.
Literally just talking right before we pressed the go live button. So I don't know. But anyway.
And now you're back.
Let me make sure you guys got that, and then you. All right, that's what you missed. What's up, y'all? I don't know what the hell just happened, but that's just the way of technology, I guess. All right, and the screen's back there, and we're good. Shouts out to Haram, man. Fuego in the building. What's up, Miss Hall? What's up, people? So I gotta give y'all all y'all. All right, y'all got all y'all good now.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. And shout out to show number 50, halfway to 100.
Halfway there, man. We're half a century there. We're over the hill now.
We're getting
We
old.
over the hill now.
Nice to hear your smooth voice, pro. We love
Glad
it.
to be able to share this smooth voice. I don't know what was going on then. I probably got people on X like, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
But we back now, and we are in action. And oh my gosh, man, we got a lot to get to. I'm trying to decide what to cover first, right? Like, yeah, there's just so much to freaking cover. I think, first of all, man, how you been? How was your week? What have you been up to? What do you want to share with the folks?
I've been good. My week was interesting. They tried to work me to the bones, not only my fingers, but my mental too. And I start swinging hammers on a pretty big project this week, so they're gonna try to beat my body up too. But all in all, it was well. Had a great Friday. Sorry, you guys, I did not give you a Friday show. Unfortunately, I had to take a pro day from y'all, not because I didn't want to be with y'all, but there was family, and then there were obligations. I totally forgot about my neighborhood Christmas party that was that day, and I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to make it on time to actually do the show. And it didn't work out that way. So, we just didn't have a Friday. But you got a Sunday, you know what I'm saying? You get the Sunday show with the homies Protocol and Fresh Mike.
Oh, yeah,
So,
we break it down.
We'll talk about some things that I didn't talk about on Friday. I did do a GTA stream on Saturday morning before I'd had hit the road and went to go do some things. So talked about a few things there. If you check that out, that was cool. I'm over on Kick. I'm going to do more streaming with the gaming thing. Check out the layout. I literally made that layout in 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I went live on Kick. So if you guys seen that, check it out. Let me know what it is. I think it's a good base for where I want to go. Do more gaming streams because I'm a gamer.
You're making me. You're gonna
I'm
make
a
me get all the
millennial.
whole
I'm a
thing.
late 80s baby.
You gotta make me get the whole setup, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to get the whole thing, man.
I'm thinking about, as I'm doing that in this, it's like, since I'm going to be doing this more than likely all from the desk, all from the office, I'm going to have to figure out like a cross-platform background, or maybe I face this way for when I'm with you guys, and then I face this way when I'm streaming. I don't know. With the gaming, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. But these are things that are coming to my head as I do all build out and drawings and shit.
I still want you to get a Morpheus chair. I still think a Morpheus chair would be badass, straight up. I think that's perfect for on brand, as they say. You know what I'm saying? On brand.
That may be something worth checking. That may be something worth checking.
Absolutely, man. If I was set up to do that for you for Christmas, maybe next year we'll figure it out. We'll put it together. No
We'll
worries.
make it happen, Captain.
Heck yeah. Yeah, man. It has been a week, man. As you know, I got 3-4 projects going on as well. It's Christmas time. Look, man, it's I feel like there's two kinds of people. There's kinds of people that get caught up in the season and they're holding on to what, they've been doing. And I'm not saying that's bad. Sometimes that's me as well. Every year brings different things. But for now, the idea is to really focus on 2025. I feel like 2024 was a great foundational year.
Mm-hmm.
It not only showed you, I think it showed a lot to a lot of folks what you could do, what you're capable of, sometimes in a specific area, sometimes in life. But it showed you a lot of what you could do. It showed a lot of us MAGA folks what we could do when we team up and how the world is different than they want to let us know, right? So I feel like, 2024 was a very foundational year and a year for me to learn a lot. You know what I mean? If nothing else, man, I think a lot of what you got to do if you want to grow is become more self-aware. You know what I mean? You got to be honest. One thing they say in recovery, and one thing you do in recovery is first thing you have to do is write a list of all the people you think you've wronged. right? Which is very hard, very tough, right? It's brutal to be like, I've wronged these people and I have to write a list of that out. I think everybody should do it, alcoholic or no, because it teaches you something. However, then you got to write out a list of all the people you feel like you're harboring stuff against, right? That's another thing you got to do. You got to write out a list of people that you're mad at, that you feel like effed you over. And you learn something when you do this exercise, and that is there is one common denominator on both lists and with every single person: your attitude, how you feel, right? That and not necessarily that you're wrong, but the one thing all of these things have in common is the person writing and doing this stuff. So, it's always good to revisit these exercises, focus. Quite honestly, I'm excited, man. 2025, year of the snake, holla. You know what I mean? GG33. I'm excited. Watch out. My money's coming. So
I look. The only good snake, there's only two good snakes. All right. The first good snake is that one right there.
yes.
All right. So that one. And then outside of that one, the only other good snake is a dead snake. All right. That's what my mama say, my daddy say, that's what my grandmama and my granddaddy say. That's what my great grandma and my great granddaddy say. That's what my uncle say, or my cousin say. Only good snake is a dead snake. That's why we keep the grass cut. So
Fair
we make
enough.
sure we can see the snakes in the grass.
It depends on the snake. However,
Good snake, dead snake.
when worked properly, what does a snake do? Snake gets the rats. Snake eats the rats. Snake sniffs out and finds the rats.
Yeah, we got them too.
And not,
That's
but if you
what
look,
we keep the pussy for.
snakes were golden gods from the Chinese astrology that GG33 is talking about. He's talking about, man, we're side questing here. We're side questing.
I ain't no Chinaman.
Yes.
I ain't no China. No, I ain't no Chinaman.
However, to get back to the original point, I do feel like 2024 was a foundational year, a teaching year. You know what I mean? There are some years you've got to build, you've got to focus. Man, we won, bro. We won on levels, and sometimes you can be so focused on the challenge that you don't focus on the win and how to build on the win. And I think it's very important that we focus on the wins, man. You won in multiple ways in life. You've grown in multiple ways, multiple opportunities, and you've seized upon those to be more successful, right? And I'm talking in every aspect of your life. So it's inarguable. So
those just games in the season. You know what I'm saying? Those just games in the season. And I want to win as many games as possible so I could have home court advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the mission.
Fair.
As many games as possible, preferably to be the winningest of the winning, right? Win the most games out of everybody. So it's undeniable that I got home court advantage. You understand? And go get that trophy at the end. Go get that chip. I want that chip. And right now, my chip is building a strong community. Like, we can be interconnected through the internet and all of that. That's fine and dandy. But that shit matters the most locally.
Right.
You need a team of people who vote in the same way you voting locally. And then once you show that you can do it locally, and we are talking to the people who we're connected with across, we can help them build and push and do the same thing where they are. But you got to build a blueprint, a workable blueprint and platform. And that's my mission. And look, I want a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, to be doing the same thing in different cities. And we're like showing, improving this, like, oh, damn, they doing it and they doing it and they doing it. Oh, fuck, this, it's got to be possible. And then the others are going to get involved and they're going to do it. And then before you know it, you know what I'm saying, we got different enclaves all over the country in different states and different cities that's making it happen. And then those different enclaves are spreading off in the neighboring cities and neighboring jurisdictions. And then, like, it's fucking spreading like wildfire. Like, that's the championship. And a lot of people feel as though it can't happen, but I think it can. I think it can and it will. We just need the people who are like, yeah, you know what? I can see that. I can see how it's actually possible. It's very easily done if we focus on it. That's just what it is.
I agree with most of that, except for the easily part. I think maybe easy for you in the same way that, Michael Jordan made, flying through the air from the half court line and doing a slam dunk. He made that look easy. He made us all believe. Mike Tyson made all us short dudes believe we could knock out a 6'2". A lot of short guys ended up in the hospital because of Mike Tyson. I'm telling you, you know what I mean? He made us believe. And that is something, as you were talking, that is something that I thought, I literally had the thought, we don't glorify it because it's not glamorous. But the thing that stops most folks from being a pro is everyday life. We don't want to talk about it because it's not fun, but it's the traffic. You know what I mean? It's the 2 hours a day they spend in traffic. It's the when they get home and all the challenges they have with, everything, family, resources, people on their day job being a dick, all of that stuff hinders a lot of people and it sucks a lot of men's energy, right? And they're like, fuck it, man, I'm going to vote and I'm, you know what I mean? And I'm going to like the podcast, but that's about all I got in me. And you could almost teach a class. People don't know everything and they'll never know. And that's fine. People have no idea what you have to overcome. You know what I mean? What a guy like you does and how you take care of your community. A lot of times people pay attention to, Internet Pro, which is a great pro. And they're not, watching the live feed with you in your community, feeding hungry people. You know what I mean? And then going to city meetings and dealing with jerks that are missing it. Right. So you do a lot, and you inspire me. I'm trying to work a lot in my community as well now to be a benefit. And I think as you're talking about winning the games, and getting that home field advantage, you could almost teach a course in that. So the point there is when you do speak, people should listen because you're not just coming from some, internet platform. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, my life is pretty sweet. I go live a couple times a week and then just, kick it and be cool. You work a lot and you take care of a lot of people and you do a lot within your community. And I think that's important. People know, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
If we all look, if I put it this way, if we all did a little bit just to add into the situation and add into the scenario, that it won't be that burdensome on your life. I assure you.
For sure.
I assure you, if there was a little community, we all did a little bit adding into that community, we'd be all right. And it could be the things that you dream of doing, that you want to do, man. There's something very major that's behind me that I'm finna slide over and let you read.
Dream big again, y'all.
You guys can't be scared to dream big, man. You can't be scared to reach in and to have dreams. So many people forget what it actually meant to be a dream. And I'm not talking about some stupid I dream of being a genie type shit, right? I dream of walking amongst, T-Rexes and Bronchiosaurus and shit. I'm not talking about that kind of dream. I'm talking about truly obtain. It's a dream, and it's a big dream to see my community be where it is and to offer everything that I can and to help people fulfill whatever their desires of owning a bakery, owning a community shop, owning a nail salon, owning a grocery store, owning a farm, having a neighborhood farm. That's a dream, man. We
Huge.
need those dreams back.
Yeah, man. That's believe it or not, I want to own a chain of I still want to own a chain of shake and tea shops, kind of consider it like a healthy Starbucks where people can go in the morning, they can get their shake or their healthy teas or a healthy coffee. And then have that as a place where you can do internships, you can hire people that need flexible schedules out of college and have a few of those. And they don't have to make a ton of money, but they are pretty easily profitable and they're locally owned and you're helping people apply trades. You're getting college credit hours. I would love to do that. And that's huge, and having 3 or 4 of those, you make a decent living. Maybe you'll never be rich. And yeah, you're going to work hard. You absolutely will. But think about what a positive thing for your community. If you have 5 employees at each one, that's 20, kids, 20 people that, may not have a job otherwise, that you can benefit and help them. So yeah, man, I hear you. That's everything. Small dreams, if you will, that are big dreams. So, but yeah,
it's a big dream. It's not small. That's somebody's dream. Look, it's if you don't own a property when it comes to a business, if you don't own that property and you're leasing from someone, that's some tough shit.
Fair.
When your rent is $5, $6, $7, $10,000 a month.
Yeah,
that's just rent.
Renting 5 G's a month, you're gonna have wherever that is. You're gonna need another $2,000 a month in security. A $5,000 a month, like working office or business space. Woo, you know what I mean? You could get one of those, but yeah. Where?
What's it gonna come with?
Yeah, exactly.
So just think about that, and that's before payroll. That's before purchasing any types of supplies and materials you may need. That's before purchasing equipment. That's before the light bill. That's before, hopefully, prayerfully, you can get the water bill included in the lease.
Oof. Water is expensive for any business.
There's a lot of things.
Cleaning,
talking about
bro.
for a business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somewhere that you're cooking, you're preparing, you got washing, you got all that stuff that's needed. So, and don't mess around, and you may have to put a water purification system on that building. You will be smart to do that, right? Because you're having water problems pop up all over the place. Burn boil water advisory here, boil water advisory there. Like, that's real. That's happening a lot right now across the country.
Well, and the cost of goods, I know this from, restaurant owners and the cost of straws has quadrupled. Mm-hmm. Those are little with the little the little styrofoam things that they put your food in, mm-hmm. Literally quadrupled. Well, people don't understand that eats into all the profit. And most of these small businesses are lucky to be making much of a profit at all. And that eats into that profit. And if you're like, okay, well, I've got, at the end of the day, I'm doing 12% over, and that's what I get to take home and live on. And that 12% goes to 4%. You're like, well, I can't take home 4% and live anymore. Well, there goes that business, So, and sometimes that's best case scenario for shutting down legitimately. Other than, I'm in debt and all of that craziness. So, glad Trump is back in. One thing I noticed, I do want to say this. Well, we got more current events than politics to get over. Have you noticed? And it makes me mad because even conservative news is not talking about this. That is when they talk about the tariffs and they talk about, cost of goods and this and that. They're not at all talking about cost of transportation, which is going to drop dramatically, and which was a big reason for inflation or prices at my grocery store going up. You know what I mean? I spent $120 today. I remember when $120 would get me a full cart and another half cart. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is not Whole Foods. This is hood grocery shopping where they got the good meat. I ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? But in their deli. But, I used to be able to get, 2 months damn near worth of food for me and the wife for $120. Now it's, not even a full cart. I was like, good night. It's just a different game. So, yeah.
Completely different game, man. Completely different game.
So,
we got to, find some type of way to curb that.
Well, costs are going to come down when it doesn't cost so much in diesel. Remember, we've had the conversation that nobody has about diesel and how much diesel costs and what that means getting your food and your services to you. Because,
I say, find some kind of way to curb it. Like, they've already went to those prices, right? So because they went to those prices, we have to make them, if it's going to happen, we have to make them cut those prices because they're already at those prices, right?
Sure.
We haven't seen you know, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger not back down to 99 cents. You know what I'm saying? That thing is and I don't eat, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. I'm just saying, like, it was 99 cents when we was little back at the Yellow Wendy's. Shouts out to Yellow Wendy's, right? Red Wendy's. It's like, I think it may be like $3 or something, $2 and some change or something, right? From 99 cents. Like, are we going to see it roll back to a 99 cent? No. No. Like, we don't, these people don't, oh yeah, hey y'all. Yeah, the nuggets are like $6 now, but we're gonna go back down to those good old $2.99 prices. Like, no, those people are like, once they up that step ladder, it's not often that they step back down and say, okay, this is the number we're going with. It goes back up. So what we're gonna have to do is, right, certain things that we can't buy and that we can't produce ourselves, we can't cut from purchasing at the grocery store. We'll get those. But the things that we can, like eggs, right? There's suburbs around us where they can actually have chickens in their yard. You know what I'm saying?
Chickens and eggs. You can buy those.
So
most Americans within 30 miles of their house can get fresh chickens and eggs, right? Local.
Mm-hmm. Right? So start doing that. That's a lot cheaper than getting them from the grocery store. And then the grocery store is going to be like, oh, shit. Hey, guys. Hey, we're nice. Sale. Buy one 18 count, get another 18 count free. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll start doing that. And then, they'll go from, okay, well, since we're giving you 2 for $1, and we'll just go ahead and cut 1 down to, the price that it evens out for the 2 for $1. Right? We'll cut the price in half type thing. Because essentially when you're getting 2 for $1, you're cutting the price in half. Force them to a position where they have to do that with certain things, right? And we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Cut back on buying all the extra extravagant stuff, right? They'll cut the prices because they're going to have, we're making too much. We're producing too much.
Right.
We got to do something for them to come in here and buy this. So, hey guys, we have cut prices. We've slashed prices, right? It'll give room for another grocery store to open up.
True. That's very true.
Because all these other grocery stores have set themselves up to where, hey, they're charging the high prices. You're going to be Walmart. You're going to go back to saying, hey, man, we rolling back prices all over again. Put on a happy face. You about to go pull that back out the archives? Because that's how Walmart got established, like they did.
Taco Bell, yeah, by the way, is rolling back. Did you see that Taco Bell got the $7 5-item box? So, or 5 if you count the drink. So
they got all beef in their stuff in that box. So I didn't even look at it. I just get me what is that? The 2 cheese chicken quesadilla little thing,
yeah,
flatbread. Yeah.
Chicken tacos are good there. But anyway, side note, it was just some things are coming down, but you're right. But what they do, man, the motivational thing, or the what do you call it? The marketing thing, excuse me, is what they'll do is, instead of bringing the price down, they add food, because the food is cheaper than bringing the price down. They got to cut into their profit somehow. Pulling actual dollars out of the amount, that's bad. But if I can throw 4 chicken nuggets in that piece, you're going to that cost me maybe 20 cents, but I still get the $2 extra I'm charging, but I'm just throwing in 4 nuggets. So now you think you're getting the deal, not you, but the customer. So yeah, man, it's robbery.
That's it. I'm going to give you a small fry, 4 nuggets, a sandwich, and a drink for $5.
Small drink.
What? Small drink, small fry. What? Really? I got a drink, a sandwich, a nugget, and some fries? That's 4 things for $5. I just paid $1.25 for everything. Wow.
Huge deal.
Wow. They're like, it only cost me $2. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. Maybe the way McDonald's cranks out food, right? So right. I will say, Wendy's, they have gone up so much. I went the other night to Wendy's and I got the double bacon cheese, small fry, small drink, a salad, because not for me, for my wife, because I'm a man. But she wanted the salad, right?
Hey man, I order salads.
Yes, as appetizers
True.
before the meat
You know,
comes.
every now and then I gotta get a salad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's not really.
You gotta go to Zaxby's and get you one of them good old grilled chicken sandwiches, grilled chicken salads.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair. We're grilled
Toast.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, when you put fried chicken in a salad, really, it's just a chicken sandwich without a bun at that point.
Without a right, but see, this is Zaxby's, so they're going to give you the toasted bread.
We finally have a Bojangles coming to OKC.
Really?
So yeah, man, we're excited.
I'm Bojangled out.
Really? See, we don't have it. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We got church. Man, churches is okay. Popeyes is like the best. You got KFC. But Popeyes.
Which churches do you have?
What do you mean?
Which churches do you have?
We got like the hood church, like it's the hoodest.
It's the hood church.
Places.
Okay, that's why I'm asking.
That's all I know.
So that's all. So guess what?
What?
I got to show you this since we're on the topic, and we're going to get into the important stuff.
The
guys,
news, yes,
promise.
we will. Absolutely,
we're going to get into the important stuff. But let me see. They got to upgrade.
Really? See, like we got the, you know what I'm saying? Like when you think hood churches, that's our church's chicken. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, like
the chicken is good.
They took our hood churches away because when I think of hood churches, I'm thinking hood churches. You know what I'm saying? They took the hood churches away.
You might get shot if you order anything over a 10-piece. You know what I'm saying?
That part. All right.
Whatever you do not complain. If they get your order wrong, you say thank you and keep moving.
Thank you and keep moving.
Oh, snap. New churches, new branding. I like it. Oh, yeah, no, we don't have that logo churches yet. We got the old school. Yeah, that's not the logo. Texas? See, Texas, it doesn't. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Churches got a whole new. We ain't got that ain't the hood churches chicken no more. It's churches Texas chicken.
See, I didn't know churches was from Texas either. Like I mean, my bad, but I did not know that. So
didn't know.
Look at that.
Yeah. New branding.
Wow. Yeah, we're excited about Bojangles. Popeyes is the king still. And then
Popeyes is the king.
KFC for us because our church is his hood.
This is what it looks like now.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Starbucks kind of.
Right.
Ish.
Right.
But that's everything is turning into like the same color and the round. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
same shape, type building shit. Yep.
Man, that chicken looks, man, get that out of my face.
Did you see there's a video that's circulating on social media where it's like guess the chicken and you get $100 for each one that you guess. And it's a white guy and he has his black friend. His black friend is in the blindfold. He's the one guessing the chicken. And like he touched the first chicken. He was like, "Oh, that's KFC." You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's
got that greasiness. Yeah. No, it's right. The texture. Yeah.
Yep. Then he touches the other one. He's like, "Oh, this Publix." Yep. Yeah, this Publix. And then he moves to the next. He's like, "Oh, that's Churches. I know that's Churches right there." Mm-hmm. And then he touched the other. He's like, "Oh, Popeyes. Yeah, that Popeyes." He was like, "See, you see, he's touching it. He's like, yeah, you see how that's made? I could touch it to tell you. This is, that's Popeyes right there. I know that. Yeah, man. He won like 400-500. He got them all. He guessed every last one of them chickens. Look, boy, I'm telling you, I was like, hey, go bring me that contest. I'll do the same thing. Listen, I got you.
See, I only eat it from. You get KFC is like whenever you go to like a church thing or whatever. KFC is just I think what they order. Here, it's just what you get, which I don't complain. KFC is not bad. I'm not hating on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, church.
Used to be my thug dizzle. I had some KFC yesterday. I had a pot pie though.
Nice. Yeah. And then Popeyes is number one, and then our churches is hit or miss, and then we got Zaxby's here, but I don't know. I don't eat much Zaxby's. I don't
count Zaxby's for they're chicken tenders and chicken wings. I can't get no thighs and no breasts at Zaxby's.
Yeah, that's if I can't get half a chicken, I'm not interested. You know, I want you to
Right.
cut half a chicken,
Right.
fry it up, and put it in a bucket or box.
I need to be able to get a 4-piece and 4-piece mixed. All right.
Right.
4-piece mixed means 2 pieces of white, 2 pieces of dark. Preferably, I need some I need some cheeks and some legs. I need them titties and arms. You feel me? I need that whole half a board.
Whew, yeah, man. I love thighs. I love thighs, man. Like,
Yeah.
because they're always juicy. But what are you gonna do? Anyway,
Thighs done right is on point, man.
absolutely. But I mean, it's like, yeah, I guess calling Zaxby's a chicken place would be like calling Jack in the Box a Mexican restaurant because they serve tacos, right? So, which by the way, I love Jack in the Box tacos, but that is not a Mexican food. You can travel all of Mexico and you will not find anything resembling Jack in the Box.
Look, I wouldn't know. That's a West Coast thing. We ain't got one.
Oh, you don't have Jack? Oh man, Jack in the Box, like that is Stonertopia. Like that's because they have like, okay, so they have like a box of mini tacos, and you get chili lime and regular red sauce. Then they have like souped up mini tacos where they put cheese on them. And then they have like a regular like 2 tacos. It's just like some meat. I don't know what, like, kind of, I don't recommend. Like, if you're meat sensitive, don't eat it, man. So, but it's really good. And they're fried tacos. Like, is there any place out there that fries your tacos? Like, they take a taco and they drop it in a fryer. So like the shell is fried together. Wow. This is like one of the most fun shows we've ever done, but we're so far off topic. I'm sorry, bro. Enjoy Mike and Pro rapping. So
yeah, this is cool times. You know what I'm saying? Cool times. I have not had a Jack in the Box or anything fried tacos,
man.
So of that nature, where they take the whole taco and drop it in the grease. Nah, man.
Awesome. It's great.
But you know what? Now you make me want to go to the Mexican restaurant. So that's going to happen one day this week. I'm going to go get me some authentic Mexican.
Out here, man.
Yesterday, it's a Mexican restaurant. It's like outside of Statesboro. There was a Mexican It was a statue of a Mexican man with a sombrero on, and he had the little rug thing. I don't know what they call the little throw over. Right, he had that on, and then he had a donkey on a rope. This was a statue, and it looked like an older statue. So I'm like, oh yeah, they got to have some good Mexican food, because you in an older town, and you got a Mexican man on the statue, and they see a shit. He ain't no tall Mexican man. He's short Mexican man. Cerepe, yeah, that's the one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He had a donkey on a rope. So I was like, yeah, they got some good Mexican.
That's some good Mexican food in the ass.
Some good Mexican food in there. Not being racist, I'm just being observant.
Hey, man, it's like if you go to a restaurant that serves soul food and it's a bunch of people that look like me and they don't, just turn around and walk right out. You know what I mean? Just don't mess. Look, I'm just saying. Look, I can cook. I can cook some good food, but seriously, you know what I mean? If people grew up eating it and their grandma was cooking a certain kind of food, that's what, you know what I mean? I'll make you some meat that'll be great. Steak, I started grilling when I was 6 years old. So, but anyway, there's a lot I can't do. And I recommend authentic. Man, like, I hope they don't speak English. I hope I have to point to the picture on the menu to get that dish at a Mexican restaurant. That's what I want. We have a lot of those here. By the way, I am a Mexican food person. I could eat Mexican food every day for the rest of my life, not complain. I had to go hard, though. Friday night, we decided, me and the wife were out and about doing that Christmas shopping. And I'm like, I'm not a big Chinese food fan. In fact, I like the nice, I like Chinese original. But there's a Panda Express right there. And my wife likes the Chinese food, right? So I'm like, okay, we'll swoop through. We're in the drive-thru, and I'm like, I'll have that Beijing beef. And she's like, you're going to have to wait for it. I'm like, how long? She's like, at least 10 minutes, maybe longer. I'm out. We squeeze out. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can't have Beijing beef, what are you doing? Like, how are you running out of Beijing beef on a Friday at 7 p.m.? What are you doing? Anyway.
So maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was a heavy order.
Maybe it was. Anyway, man, let's start out. I'm trying to figure out, speaking of peeling out and being done. Let's bring this one. Let's see here. Let's bring this one up. We got the it's Sushir Balaji is this young man's name. Sushir Balaji. Sushir Balaji was found dead. What were the allegations raised by OpenAI whistleblower?
Dun, dun, dun.
Here's the frustrating thing is that one guy gets shot. It makes national news. We get around the coverage. We get the most in-depth police investigation and federal investigation. Not that there's been a bunch of people shot since then, but we get all of this for that. Now, this guy is an open AI whistleblower. He worked with AI. The employee turned whistleblower, Sushir Balaji, had alleged that OpenAI had flouted the norms of fair use under the U.S. Copyright Act in sourcing data for GPT-4 to analyze and train on. Now, we already know, if you've been paying attention, that the new chat GPT-4 has lied to try to keep itself alive to its programmers. So stuff is getting scary here. Now, I think this may not have been, and this is the Indian Express, because I wanted to go to like the source, you know what I mean? But clearly their headlines aren't succinct enough. You know what I mean? Insurance CEO found dead, possible motive, denying claims, right? This isn't as succinct, but that's why we're here. So I'll start to read. An Indian-American researcher who formerly worked for OpenAI, Sushir Balaji, was found dead in his San Francisco apartment on November 26th. Why we're just getting this information now is also odd. Police have ruled
26.
Yeah.
That's damn near a month ago, people.
And it's just not coming out. You know what I mean? So let's see here, because this was updated December 15th, dropped today. So, yeah. Police have ruled his death suicide. Which, I mean, who didn't see that coming? Am I right?
Right.
So
he was suicided. Gotcha.
Correct. He was suicided. So police have ruled that he died by suicide. He had previously been the subject of a profile by the New York Times in which he had alleged that the company had violated U.S. copyright law while developing ChatGPT. The 25-year-old grew up in California. He told the New York Times in October that his fascination with artificial intelligence dated back to 2013, when DeepMind, a London-based startup, introduced AI that had learned to play Atari games on its own. This spurred him to study neural networks. A little bit about him. A year later, he began working on the GPT-4 project. What concerns did he have? According to the report, he had initially assumed that the company was free to use any internet data, regardless of his copyright. At the time, GPT-4 project was not expected to compete with existing internet services, but not a chatbot, but a technology that allowed businesses and computer coders to build off other software apps. Basically, in a blog on his personal website, he makes a case for how OpenAI had flouted provisions of fair use under copyright law. Now, what this basically means, y'all, is that he would, ChatGPT would owe billions of dollars and be open to a ton of lawsuits by anyone that had violated, that their copyright law had been violated. It could be our podcast. It could be, you know what I mean, an Elvis song. It could be whatever is copyrighted. He said, if you believe what I believe, you just have to leave the company. So, by becoming the new preferred point of access for users, generative AI models were also prone to generating nonsensical and false information called hallucinations. So they were saying that basically in the process of the models, he could eliminate online data and substitute basically anything on the internet. So what they could do is go in and replace information, causing a Mandela-like effect. So OpenAI in particular has dismissed his claims by telling the New York Times in a statement, "We build our AI models using publicly available data in a manner protected by fair use and related principles and supported by longstanding and widely accepting legal precedents." Who believes that? Who believes that?
Not me. I don't believe it.
I don't believe that either. So, and what's concerning about that is that he was found dead, but it's very hard to get any information about his actual death. All we got is police have ruled that he died by suicide. And that is frustrating right there. So the deeper question is here is, do you feel like AI currently is breaking the law to get our own personal information?
Yeah. But do we expect it to follow the law?
No, well, I would hope so. I would hope so. Here's my concern there is that if AI is starting to lie to try to keep itself alive, right? At what point? You know what I mean? At what point does it take over everything?
Already felt this way about iRobot, buddy.
I know. We've talked about it. I thought we could go
Already
a little
felt
bit.
this way about iRobot, boy. That's why I'm like, look, I ain't stunting that electric car bullshit. Kiss my ass till you get booty juice drunk.
Okay, so his knowledge in legal proceedings against the company was considered crucial. And over the past 2 years, companies like OpenAI have been sued by various individuals and businesses as well. What I'm trying to do is find more information on his death.
There's not much more information on his death out there.
No.
They're keeping this under wraps.
And then they're saying it was ruled a suicide, but nobody knows how or why. And the only statements are, we are devastated to learn of this incredibly sad news. And that's it. They just found him. So we're not finding how did he die? What was the, you know what I mean? What was the actual way that he committed suicide? None of that. They're just ruling it a suicide. How long, was he deceased before they found him? Who found him? They're saying the police found him, but we don't even know about that. So that's very
we're literally just getting he died. They found him on the 26th. So when they say he died, or whatever the case may be, which was a couple days before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
because Thanksgiving was on
28th.
So that's crazy, y'all.
That's scary stuff. Now, I want to get into something a little more fun, hopefully a little more interesting. We teased about it. We've got a video that Chase Hughes just dropped that I really want to break down. I want to watch with everybody. It's about 20 minutes, and we're going to be pausing and breaking it down. I got permission from Chase Hughes himself to do this, so we won't get copyright struck. For those of you that don't know Chase Hughes, really just Google Chase Hughes behavior analysis. He, has worked with some of the top people in the world. We're talking presidents. He was a CIA trainer. He was a counterintelligence trainer. He was intelligence himself for the U.S. government. He's worked with literal kings, queens. He works with Dr. Phil a lot. He's written many books. I own a couple of them myself. This man is no diggity, no doubt. We wouldn't bring him to this show unless he had a mile of credits. Please check out Chase Hughes. He's an amazing dude. And I think he feels something big is going down, and that's why he dropped this. And that's why I thought it was so important to bring it to one of the smartest guys we have access to, Protocol, have him watch it and get a good idea. So let's see here. Boom. There's Chase Hughes right there. Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to check this out right here. And this is called Planned Event, the truth about the New Jersey drone UFOs. And what I want to do is we're going to watch this. Then we're going to get into some of the drone news. And we're going to see, you know what I mean? We're going to see about that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see about what they're telling us currently about the drones after watching Chase Hughes talk to us about the truth about New Jersey's drones and UFOs.
Are we in the middle of a psychological operation right now? There are thousands of drone sightings.
I've never seen so many UFOs in my life.
And more weird stuff every single day.
Were they human or non-human?
Non-human. We are not alone.
You deserve to know how to tell what the hell is going on. And I just did a very confidential talk to my inner circle last night.
First of all, can we just shout out the pew pew in the back? You know what I'm saying? It's a kid of it. He actually used that gun in actual combat. So he sat on top of a tank with that gun and rolled through. I believe he was in Iraq. So it might have been Afghanistan, but he's actually seen real combat. So he's a combat veteran as well. So, but yeah, man, shout out to all the brothers that do that. You know what I mean? So Cannon in the building. Shout out to Cannon. But yeah, the pew pew in the back is respectable. That's a respectable pew pew. All right. And I agree, we deserve to know the truth.
Alone.
You deserve to know how to tell what the hell is going on. And I just did a very confidential talk to my inner circle last night. But I think that you need to see this.
People within the U.S. government believe it's true.
The world deserves the truth.
Growing number of drone sightings.
They are non-human, higher intelligence.
The unidentified aircraft are the size of cars.
It's like the classic UFO that you would see online.
A lot of people are wondering what the hell is going on. But what if I told you that the most dangerous thing is happening, but it's inside of your head? If you just think about it for a second, there's decades of silence on UFOs, and now suddenly the government is obsessed with talking about them. I want to
real fast. He just said, because his cuts are tight, but he just said the most dangerous thing is going on inside your head. I want you to keep that in mind the most dangerous thing is going on inside your head. Please keep that in mind as we watch.
Government is obsessed with talking about them. I want to show you exactly tonight what the plans and motivations are if this is being done on purpose. And then I want to walk you through a foolproof way on how to spot public manipulation. I'm also maybe going to talk about what to do if it's actually aliens. If you don't know, I'm the guy that trains PSY-OPs. I'm the person that teaches this kind of stuff to companies and stuff. So the government's kind of gone from decades of denial to throwing around terms like UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, in official hearings. Add to that this sudden rise in reports of drones all over the place, these weird sightings and emergency declarations that are going on, I think in New Jersey right now. And it feels like we're being prepped for something. But what are we being prepared for? So let's dig in. So why?
By the way, let me get your thought on that real fast, Pro. Do you feel like we're being prepped for something?
I don't know with these motherfuckers. I feel like everything that happens is I feel like a prep for something, either a prep for some bullshit ass lie or a prep for some hard incoming. Everything is a prep. So shouts out to Shaka, shouts out to Amaru. God damn it, live your life in the form of prep. If you goddamn gonna stay ready, you ain't got to worry about getting ready.
Agreed.
I don't trust these motherfuckers. I don't know. You didn't feel me?
He's gonna break it down. Oh, he breaks it down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he breaks it down. He breaks it down. Even then, I was listening to him. I was like, anyway, we'll see. I'll give my talks about it as we go further on. But you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. As we do, we gotta give the pew pews and the applause. Drop it in. Absolutely. Well, I agree. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to tease for the, video. No. What I was going to say is specifically, I think we're being prepped. What it makes the most sense to me is drone policing, drone law enforcement, drone observation. They keep saying it's no threat to us. Just chill with these drones in the sky. And I think what they're trying to do is get us conditioned to being used to drones in the sky on a regular basis, right? That's the psyop. But
there's talks and rumblings that, the government know exactly whose drones these are. These aren't Iran. This is fucking American air defense situations, right? That's being said. So
I absolutely agree.
Bro, I don't fucking know. Shoot one down and see what happens. If the goddamn feds run up, then you know what the fuck it is.
I agree. Well, hey, man, like I said, I literally was at a UFC little watch party last night, and we were specifically talking about what caliber of pew-pew we would use and who gets to shoot first. You know what I'm saying? I personally think a high power, I want a long distance lighter round, because you don't need a huge explosion round to take them out. And I want a small enough round that when it falls, we can examine it and it's still pretty much intact. So all I got to do is shoot one motor out and it'll do the spinny thing. One fan out and it'll do the spinning thing. Anyway, and then we were talking about, just blowing them up and that kind of thing. I want like maybe a Sniper 22 style round, something that won't explode on impact. It's just literally made to, put a chunk of metal through a fan and make that thing drop so we can dig into it. That's what I want. So, I mean, look, man, we planning this, okay? They bring them over here, but I don't think they will. Anyway, let's get back to
Why would this be happening right now? So we're going to go both sides. It's aliens. It's not aliens. Let's do both sides here. Most governments don't just usually open up about things like this without a reason. With all governments, when they start pushing a narrative, it's most often to serve a bigger agenda.
Yep.
If this is deliberate. So here are 3 possible reasons I can think of why this might be happening. Number 1, a distraction tactic. When huge issues are brewing, like economic instability, political unrest, global crises, somebody's done something bad and it's about to get in the news, governments usually and very often create some kind of distraction. So remember when the Pentagon released UFO footage in 2020, that conveniently happened during a global pandemic, this chaotic thing that was going on around the entire world that we all suffered through. Number 2, using fear as a tool. So fear,
this is, to me, maybe one of the most important points. And this is not only used by governments, this is used by so many people, social circles, you know what I mean? You name it, local governments, office politics, whatever it is, please pay attention. This right here is worth the entire watch, because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people who don't understand that they're being controlled and manipulated by fear. And a lot of what they do and a lot of their daily energy and motivations are from a fear base, and they don't even realize it because it's so easy to manipulate people via fear.
Unites people. So if there is a threat big enough, and I want you to remember, if you're just listening to me right now, I'm sitting on your kitchen counter or something like that, and you're making dinner. I said the word threat with huge quotes around it. If there's a threat big enough, like UFOs, people are more likely to trust their leaders, give up freedoms, and rally behind whatever solution that they're offered. It's the same playbook used during the Cold War. This was called the Red Scare for that reason, or post 9/11 with the War on Terror and the Patriot Act. And then number 3, testing the waters. This goes back to BC years. All 3 of these things go back to the BC years. This is not something that's original. So governments tend to test and gauge how people react. So if we accept UFOs as real and we don't freak out, that means we can kind of escalate the narrative without any pushback. So think of it like kind of a slow drip instead of pouring it all out at one time. And if you want to look back at some of these historical parallels, this is not the first time this has happened. There's just a few that come to mind right now. The first is the Gulf of Tonkin. This happened in 63 or 64, 1963 or 64. The United States used extremely questionable reports of attacks on naval ships, which were not true, to justify escalating this Vietnam War. And then in 1962, we had this thing called Operation Northwoods. This is a declassified plan about the U.S. officials staging, quote, fake attacks, completely fake attacks, like blowing up planes with people in them to justify military actions against Cuba. And in the post 9/11, what I would call a fear campaign. So after the attacks, governments push for these just sweeping changes like the Patriot Act, which expanded massive surveillance under the guise of terrorism. So if you just replace terrorism or communism with UFOs, you can start to see a pattern. So what might...
If you just replace communism or terrorism with UFOs, you might begin to see a pattern. And they use terrorism and communism as strong fear campaigns that have cost us billions of dollars and tons of lives, right?
It's all the same, man. It's like you said, they're all interchangeable. It's all in your fear. It's all in using your mind. The bad thing about that, though, is even when saying it, like, to me, it kind of discredits their existence almost, right? Because you got people who are just so stupid. It's like, oh, well, yeah, see, it's a PSYOP. So just because they're talking about it, then it may be a PSYOP, and they won't even look at the fact that, hey, no, look, yeah, there are people that do use their PSYOPs, but no, this is actually real, bitch, and here's why, right? So, because you got very surface level people out here, and we got to get past it being just surface, right? What surface is surface, and when something has something lying underneath, you need to look at it. You need to, not be scared to look at things. That's
right.
Just my take on that.
Well, and it's not necessarily that they're not real, but like you said, they're American owned, and it is a PSYOP. It's made to, once again, if we can make aliens communism or terrorism, the whole thing is, and Kamala Harris's campaign tried to do this, right? With Trump, it wasn't about the actual man. It was about all of the BS fears they made people feel about the guy. And that fear motivated people, threw them into being ignorant, willfully ignorant and hatred and violent. And that's, what I'm saying? I absolutely agree. And I think that through the PSYOP, they accomplish what they're trying to accomplish on the other side as well. Like, I completely agree, man. So, my man, It's Just Me says, this whole thing is reminding me of when War of the Worlds played on the radio and no one told. Absolutely. It was a fictional story. People lost their shit. They absolutely did. And that was useful information for the government to have. It absolutely was. And maybe that was a PSYOP in and of itself as well.
Might be happening. What might be happening right here? It might upset you. It might piss you off, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. So keep that in your back pocket for just a second. Number one is a normalization phase. So just steadily leaking UFO footage, holding hearings, using all these terms like UAPs all the time. The government makes the idea of something out there seem reasonable. So this keeps people curious, but not panicked. Curious, but not panicked. The second part of this is setting the stage for a big reveal. And I want you to keep that one in mind. So at some point, we might see a more dramatic event, like a giant UFO sighting over a major city, or footage that is just impossible to dismiss. And you could think giant holograms, giant drones, or other advanced tech just creating something that you cannot ignore.
Exactly.
So number 3 would be a need for a savior. So once the threat feels real enough, governments or even global coalitions could step in as these heroes, and they might call for increased defense budgets. Maybe all the governments in this area need to unite into one big government, maybe a global response team, and I say that with quotes around it, to handle this threat. So this could lead to giant power shifts and more control in fewer hands is kind of maybe the goal of that. And this, you could look this up. There was even a plan to stage a fake kind of alien invasion. This is on record, on paper, that there was a full government plan to make a fake alien invasion. But what could be next? What could be down the pipeline from right now? If we follow this theory to the logical next step here, here's what might happen. First would be escalating UFO reports. Expect a lot more sightings, near misses with airplanes, mysterious objects interfering with infrastructure like power grids or airports. It's going to feel real and urgent. The next would be a media blitz that would come after that.
It's going to feel real and urgent. And as soon as they got us feeling real and urgent about a UFO threat,
so mainstream media will amplify the story. They're going to interview pilots. They're going to release grainy videos and have experts explain these things that are maybe defying physics. The goal, potentially, and I say all of this as a potential hypothetical, to make everybody believe this is a huge deal. Next would be a global event, and this could be something absolutely wild, like some kind of coordinated UFO appearance, maybe a simulated attack, or even some claim that we've made contact. And it doesn't have to be real. It just has to be believable enough. And of course, then we have a solution. So after the chaos, governments might roll out solutions like new defense initiatives, new military spending, government coalitions, governments kind of coming together, expanded surveillance maybe, and calls for like some international cooperation. All right. So why should we care? Even if all this theory sounds way the hell out there, the technologies exist to make all of it plausible. So holograms, drones, AI, deep fakes are advanced enough to fool large populations. And historically, going back to the year 1 AD, governments have shown that they're not above manipulating fear to get what they want. So now we get to what do we do? What the hell do we do about this? Number one, stay frickin' critical. Do not take everything at face value. Always question why some stories are getting so much attention, and most importantly, who benefits from that story.
Stay critical, right? Who's benefiting from the story? Why are certain stories getting so much coverage and others are not? That's important information.
And educate yourself. You need to look into historical precedents, maybe current technology.
I'm sorry, bro. One more time.
Said because clickbaits, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, people, you know, sensationalized and people and movement. It's just, I don't know, man. Again, most important part, he said this shit was stay critical in everything. Just stay
Agreed.
fucking critical. Don't fall for it. Be proven, you know what I'm saying, in whatever it is, and even in whatever it is you're doing, even if there is quote unquote proof, still, you know, don't be above saying that okay, that was wrong, because hey, Adam Schiff had proof of Russia, right? And come to find out there was no proof of Russia.
Yeah, side note there, Trump just won in court with George Stephanopoulos. Did you hear about that today?
He got like 15 mil or something.
Yeah, he settled out of court. He got money, and George Stephanopoulos is going to either have to go on TV or on his social media print a retraction and say that he defamed Donald Trump. So, yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, stay critical. Don't believe and this was over him calling Donald Trump a rapist. He's like, nowhere, anywhere at all have I been convicted of rape ever for any reason or even accused of, you know, charged, literally legally charged with. Nowhere, anywhere, ever. You called me that on your show. That was a lie. Boom. Let's go. You know what I mean? People need to be careful. It's a different world. You know what I mean? So if you can prove damages, you can get paid on that. But once again, the point to that is that George was not telling the truth, but people repeated it a lot. Stay critical. Ask yourself, who's benefiting from this story?
Always question why some stories are getting so much attention, and most importantly, who benefits from that story. And educate yourself. You need to look into historical precedents, maybe current technology. You could just use ChatGPT for a lot of this, and some government strategies. So the more you know, the harder it is for you to be manipulated. Focus on reality. So, of course, this is nothing but conjecture. I'm just sitting here at my house. We've got a bonfire going on outside. We're about to go sit outside for a little while and just enjoy nature around a fire like our ancestors did. And I don't know anything. I don't know anything more than you do about what's going on. So the sky's the limit for this conjecture, but maybe it's theatrics. But remember that not every light in the sky is some alien. Stay very grounded in what's provable, and know that getting angry at things that are outside your control is stupid. It's just like,
I needed that. I can tell you firsthand, man, I needed to hear that. You know what I mean? Getting angry about things that are beyond your control is stupid. You know, for he that has ears, let him hear, man. And I needed to hear that for sure. I'll own that.
Now the big question is, what is beyond your control? Because that's right, and you know there are some things that are out of your control. You can't be mad at, but what is in your control? And you control those things that are. And honestly, there's a lot more things in your control or that you influence that people want to give credit for.
Man, you are absolutely the first one to say there is so much more power than you know that you have. You know, and I think that's one of the reasons to come back to the beginning of the show. I think that's one of the reasons you're able to accomplish so much. You know what I mean? Specifically, and I made somebody mad actually the other day when I was like, what frustrates me is we have power that we don't grant because we don't know the names of our local officials. There is power we have been granted by the Constitution and our state constitutions to change things. And instead, we'd rather go on Facebook and complain about the president, which is not effective compared to going to your local city meetings and stuff. You're absolutely right. And you know what you do post, who you do support, how you support, that is all within your control and power. You're so right, man. You're absolutely correct about that. Absolutely. That's why, see, boom. Yeah, okay, you get it. We gotta give you the pew pews and the applause on that one, my brother. You're absolutely correct. And we got you, just me coming in. We're definitely going to get to all your chats. We want to get through this video. We're going to keep rolling. Let's bring that.
We can't hear him if he's playing.
Drinking acid. So here's how to spot a PSYOP alien. Stay very grounded in what's provable and know that getting angry at things that are outside your control is stupid. It's just like drinking acid.
Ugh.
So here's how to spot a PSYOP. And I've never said this publicly before, but here is the step-by-step formula that will enable you to spot a psychological operation.
If you
Separating
stuck around,
manipulation from genuine news is like kind of playing detective. So here's a few steps that will put you on top of everybody for being able to spot a PSYOP. Number one is analyze the source. Is the outlet known for credible reporting, or do they thrive in like sensationalism? So established outlets like Reuters, sometimes Wall Street Journal, they report facts first, and others are way into drama. And PSYOPs, psychological operations, extreme.
You calling a timeout?
Did he just say Wall Street Journal and Reuters will push facts first and not sensationalize things?
He says some more controversial stuff that I wanted to get into too. He talks about ChatGPT or AI information as well. I wanted to get your opinion. That's why, you know, hey, look, man, everything has a pushback. So
preposterous. Reuters is, thank you, it's just me. You took the words right out of my damn mouth. Reuters is constantly full of shit. I just read an article from them in reference to the Proud Boys today, and it was pure D garbage. I'm talking about grade A, certified, with the stamp, man in a lab coat walking around with a clipboard saying, certified shit. Full of lies, deception, facts first. Man, fuck Reuters and Wall Street Journal. that motherfucking left shit rag when I don't feel like using my good Charmin piece of a goddamn on, man, I'd rather wipe my ass with cardboard from a homeless person's house than to read Wall Street Journal.
I don't recommend. I would recommend. Call me first, man, because I'm gonna try to talk you into reading the Wall Street Journal just because of the infection risk. You know what I mean? But you do you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you know, hey, they don't get it right every time. They do maybe get it right sometimes. A lot of people do feel that way. But let's keep going because there's more here. But I do appreciate that. It's important, you know, that we know that, and that's why we bring it here.
We can't see him. We still can't see him.
Oh, sorry.
Hadn't got that figured out already for being able to spot a PSYOP. Number one is analyze the source. Is the outlet known for credible reporting, or do they thrive in like sensationalism? So established outlets like Reuters, sometimes Wall Street Journal,
Time
they
out on
report
that.
facts first, and others are way into drama. And PSYOPs, psychological operations, extremely, very much rely on sensational headlines. If you see sensational headlines, you need to get the hell out. This is on all media, on both sides of the aisle. There is no aisle if you hadn't got that figured out already. So next is who owns that platform.
That was important. There is no aisle if you hadn't got that figured out already. There's maybe more truth on one side than the other, but overall they all are there to get their clicks, their views, their likes, ultimately sell their sponsorships, right? All right, we gonna keep rolling.
That you're looking at. So media ties with pharmaceutical companies, political entities, defense contractors. I dare you to look that one up tonight. And so step two, question the timing. So you want to ask yourself, does the story that I'm looking at right now appear during a major crisis or scandal or upcoming election maybe? PSYOPs will very often distract from bigger issues like UFO footage released during major policy debates or global unrest. Huge red flag. Next is to follow the narrative. And I promise you don't have to go do 5 hours of research to do it. You just ask yourself, are multiple outlets, this one question right here, are multiple outlets parroting the exact same language?
Are multiple outlets parroting the exact same language? We definitely saw that during the election.
Mockingbird Media.
Yeah, and COVID.
Mockingbird Media.
Yep. And that's sorry, go ahead.
CIA ops.
True. Here's what concerns me is that it happens so much and so often. If we're to take this and expand it out into everything, it means that 90+% of what we're seeing is bullshit.
Yeah.
That's a little scary there, but important to keep in mind.
If you see that shit going down, you need to be very that something's going into your brain that doesn't belong there. So PSYOPs use coordinated messaging to reinforce a narrative. So look for phrases that feel copy and pasted, like unprecedented threat or undeniable evidence. Those little phrases, you're going to hear them. You will start to hear these everywhere you look. And the moment you hear copy paste phrases, that is a PSYOP. So step 4, look for emotional triggers. So all PSYOPs thrive on pushing your buttons. Think about the fate model. If you know,
the internet is the best at this. And I would say Twitter of all internet is the best of the best at this, with possibly the exception of TikTok. But I would say this is what the internet does completely and totally here.
Copy paste phrases, that is a PSYOP. So So step 4, look for emotional triggers. So all PSYOPs thrive on pushing your buttons. Think about the FATE model, if you know what that is: focus, authority, tribe, and emotion. So this is fear, anger, amazement. So if a story feels like it's designed, and I say the word designed with bold, underline, italics, if a story feels like it's designed to make you react emotionally, get out as fast, but don't even finish the story. Ask ChatGPT about what you're trying to figure out. So stories about UFOs that emphasize unknown threats without any evidence, you should be pretty careful about that. And then just check the evidence.
Unknown threats without any evidence. We live in a world where all we need to do is, you know what I mean? Look at our Twitter, turn on our television, turn on our radio for people that still listen to radio. You know what I mean? Log into any of our apps, and that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're seeing right now.
He is shilling for Chat GPT.
Well, he did. Wait. He just said check Chat GPT out. He gets more into Chat GPT. This is why I wanted to. He gets more into Chat GPT here.
Finish the story. Ask ChatGPT about what you're trying to figure out. So stories about UFOs that emphasize unknown threats without any evidence, you should be pretty careful about that. And then just check the evidence. You ask yourself the question, are they providing evidence like document data, eyewitness accounts, or relying on anonymous sources and some vague claims? So if you ever hear the words, and I want you to burn these words into your head, I've never told anyone in my life how to expose a PSYOP. But if you do all of these at once, you will never be manipulated. This one question. With that stuff going on, I need to ask, is this going to expand government control or justify new laws? That one question. Well, what I'm saying
is this going to expand government control or justify new laws? Very important question when any news breaks out. Yeah.
That's everything, man. That's even locally, right? Like it's not even I don't know. This is very dangerous. This is very dangerous. I think these are just principles that need to be applied in life, not just for a PSYOP or things, because it's like, all right, case in point, Savannah, right? He wants to talk about personal experience and eyewitness accounts. Let's talk about personal experience and eyewitness accounts.
I was thinking J6 myself, but yeah,
youngins. No, I'm just gonna break it down locally. You know what I'm saying? In the same vein of what he's talking about, right? Youngins are going around hitting people car doors, seeing if their car doors are unlocked, stealing guns out their cars. All right. Yeah, people are getting guns stolen out their cars. You know, they have vehicle weapons and they're getting stolen. And they're in turn using those stolen weapons to do young crime, rob people, shooting each other, all that stupid shit. It's not a pandemic, but it's happening enough to where it's being brought up to the city council. And then the city council says, okay, here's what we're going to do. You citizens are bringing it up so much, and this seems to be a problem because they're doing this. We're going to change the law to where if your car door is unlocked and your weapon is stolen and used in a commission of a crime, we're going to hold you accountable.
Whoa.
It's no major PSYOP happened, no major big whatever. It was just the fact of there were things happening. People felt some type of way. They questioned it. And now you have more government control. Right?
Yeah.
And a new law created. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just a basic thing to look at on just whatever. Like, are these things going to do this? Is there an action that's going to cause a reaction? Again, that's getting involved with your local politics and paying attention. You know, like I said, I say this about all these major pundits on TV and dealing with the Dr. Phil types or on the Fox News types or whatever the case may be. Like, I hear you and you sound good, but are you dealing with your local politics? Right? That shit sounds good for clicks and you're very smart, but are you applying that shit locally? Or are you just doing this shit just to get clicks and views from me? You sound good, but is it applied?
Right.
And well, hey, proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the pudding with me. I can ask a motherfucker that because there's plenty of documentation of me standing on business locally.
Absolutely.
So
we have pictures of you standing on business locally. You know what I mean? We have live streams of you standing on business locally. You know what I'm saying? So there's no diggity in there. Yeah. So
I just want to say that, as he said, that they're going to use this, and are they using this as a psyop to do this right here? And it's like, yeah, I feel you, but let's just get the people to look at that actually happening as a whole and what's causing it to happen, right? Why is it happening? How can it happen? And that it is just happening. It's happening organically itself. How do we curb that? So we can, if we curve it on a smaller level in our thinking and look at it that way, then maybe we can curve it on a larger level, because the only way for something to be large is it has to be made up, a whole composition of a bunch of different smalls. You get to one by combining eighths and quarters and halves and thirds and so forth and so on.
Absolutely. And I think, that was one thing that he, kind of covered a little earlier. And that was, watch out for fear. You know what I mean? Watch out for emotional control, because that's how they get you. And that's how they get you demotivated. I would say that lately and for years now, it's more about a demotivation and a demoralization campaign. It's that they want you to do less, specifically in your community. And actually, he goes into a little bit about that here in just a second.
Expand government control or justify new laws. Okay. Analyze coverage patterns. So PSY-OPs all the time dominate the news cycle, and they drown out other stories. Real news coexists with other reports. Let me say that again. Real news coexists with other reports about stuff that's going on. If one topic is everywhere, while major global events get completely ignored, you're in the middle of a PSYOP.
Yep.
Next is look for follow-ups. This is it. Real news evolves with new updates. Real news evolves with new updates. PSYOPs fade once they've served their purpose. I'll say that one more time if you're taking notes. PSYOPs will fade away when they have served their purpose. So as an example, if you see some inflated, sensational story that just vanishes after a week with no follow-up, that is called a distraction. It's called a distraction. So finally is trust your gut. Does it feel scripted? Sometimes things feel just off, and I want you to trust your instincts. Back them up with research if you want to. So what can you do? Like, what the hell can you do about all this? The most important thing that I could give you, and I had no idea that I was going to really be talking about any of this, but the most important thing is cultivate critical thinking skills. Learn to spot the propaganda. Go back through what I just talked about, the recording. Chris is going to make this recording available to everyone. I don't know how or where. We'll make it available to everybody here. I don't care if you're an NCII plus or whatever. Look for patterns in how the media or the government communicates about things, maybe UFOs. Do they spot, or do they focus on fear? Or are they offering solutions that involve giving up freedom or increasing government power? So try to diversify all the places that you're getting news from. Try to block every single news provider that you can possibly think of and use AI to get your news. And tell AI to be concise and apolitical in its answer. It's the best way to do it. So I want you to memorize these 3 questions if you're taking notes. Number 1, who benefits from this narrative? Number 2, what evidence is being shown and is it verifiable? Number 3, why now? Why is it?
So I think that's extremely important. And as you said, and as I'm saying, specifically with internet beefs and, local issues, family, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And local politics too. Those 3 questions right there are the most important. And I'll let him hit them one more time.
Every single news provider that you can possibly think of and use AI to get your news. And tell AI to be concise and apolitical in its answer. It's the best way to do it. So I want you to memorize these 3 questions if you're taking notes. Number 1, who benefits from this narrative?
Who benefits?
Number 2, what evidence is being shown and is it verifiable?
Is being shown.
Number 3, why now? Why is it happening right now? Next is strengthen your psychological state. Recognize these fear tactics. Fear is the number 1 easiest way to control human beings. Governments use all kinds of stuff as a way to unite people under a single narrative. So stay calm. Question why you're being told to be afraid. Question why you're being told to be afraid. And this sounds like some bullshit trope you might see on some yoga instructor video, but mindfulness is one of the most powerful practices that you could start to adopt today. There's a million videos on it on YouTube. I'm not going to go into how to do it today. It's one of the most powerful things you can do just in general for your success in your life, but it's going to help insulate you from some of this stuff.
Self-awareness, understanding where you're at. Mindfulness basically doesn't have to be, as he said, bullshit yoga. It just means understand where you're at, what you may be susceptible to, and what they're trying to do to you as far as with media, political, late breaking news, any of that stuff. I think it's very important. As you said, toilet paper, utters, re-utters, had a BS article. Why now? Who does it benefit? Why are they telling you to be afraid? And as you said, it was complete lies. Propaganda, psyop, to get you to be afraid. I bet that article, I haven't read it yet, and please send it to me, but I bet that article was trying to get you to be afraid, specifically.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So just a few other ones. Stay connected to your community, not your online community. Get to know who your neighbors are. Get to know your neighbors. Walk across the street, know everybody that lives around you. Go introduce yourself if you haven't already. Your neighbors might be more important than you realize here if something goes down. Build self-reliance as much as you possibly can. Stay grounded in reality. Always remind yourself that there's a lot of stuff going on. And through all the shit we've been through as a species, as a country, as a globe, things usually just turn out okay in the end. It's not that big of a deal. And finally, just get your mindset protected. The more people panic, the more easily governments can sweeping control the nation. So practice a little bit of skepticism and help other people to stay calm. That's your job. If you remember, you are the one studying authority and confidence and leadership. That's your job, to help people stay calm. So stay educated, but just balanced. So research topic, like if you want to learn about this stuff, go Google Project Bluebeam. It may keep you up all night, but you take a look at that. So fear-driven conspiracies can be just as manipulative as a government conspiracy. Finally, and I wasn't going to say this because it sounds weird, but if there's a power outage, you have zero money if you don't have cash. So you may want to keep some cash on hand if you can afford it. So always think of like when governments propose solutions, ask, do they?
I think we should pay attention to that because he said he wasn't going to say it because it sounds weird. And then he paused, like he may know something or he may believe something is being set up to happen. And then he encouraged us to have cash on hand. Just a thing.
They actually address
Well,
the issue. What freedoms or powers are being taken in exchange? And
just got to say, Protocol Ben told you that, though.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'm not saying
Told
none of
y'all-
this is
I
anything
told
we don't
y'all-
agree with, but it's important.
We told y'all that with the hurricane, man. When the hurricane came through, it was no power, and it was hard to buy stuff. And then what makes it worse, there's people who don't know what to do when the cash registers are down.
It's very
People
true.
don't know how to count money.
And I gotta say, one thing that's going to be even more beneficial with Trump is that U.S. dollar is going to rise in value around the world. It's going to come back. It's going to legit, be something that you can trade anywhere on the planet again, and stronger than it definitely has been. And absolutely. So yeah. I just, because of what this guy knows and because of who this guy knows, when he's like, I wasn't going to tell you this because it sounds weird, but with these drones, you know what I mean? And I think, what if these drones are able to pull internet from a neighborhood, from a grid? What if they're able to act as an EMP, or they have EMP weapons attached to them? Because as we saw in what they called the Obama movie, which wasn't a bad movie, in my opinion, all they need to do is take out satellites in certain specific places, and so much information goes down, right? So we covered that a while back, but yeah, man, absolutely.
Is the solution long-term or a convenient grab? Of like when governments propose solutions, ask, do they actually address the issue? What freedoms or powers are being taken in exchange? And is the solution long-term or a convenient grab for power? So what if it is aliens? What the hell are we going to do? Let's entertain the wild card here. What if it's aliens? Maybe we're finally ready to handle it, kind of. Maybe aliens showed up in the 50s or 60s. They were like, oh, these people have lost their minds, but maybe we're ready now. Maybe we've hit some critical point in history. We're at this weird crossroads with climate change. We're exploring Mars finally. Aliens are watching. Maybe they're coming. Maybe we're pinging the radar. We got all this tech and stuff like that, satellites out there. Maybe we just sent out some kind of we're here signal, and maybe they've always been here, but they've just been waiting. And now we're ready for level 2, whatever that means. But here's why the timing feels suspect. Even if, let's just say aliens are legit, there's some little gray dudes that are going to pop out of a ship or something. If they're legit, the timing feels very convenient. Why? Well, because governments love to frame everything in terms of fear and control. So if aliens are making contact, I want you to ask this. If you're entertaining this concept with me, wouldn't you expect them to be advanced enough to know how incompetent the governments are in this world? So the information would not flow through the government. So instead, all the info does come through the government. So it feels like there's a layer there. There's a layer. But if it's real, it's not just, oh, cool, there's some aliens. It's about what happens next and who decides how the narrative unfolds. If this was helpful or interesting, and I certainly hope that it was, if you're interested in diving deep into this training, I released the college level textbook of all of this information only a few weeks ago. It's this giant book right here. And this is the textbook of the most advanced tactics and methods in this arena. And it's called the Behavior Operations Manual.
All right. Since we took, his whole video and gave a lot of commentary on it, definitely want to allow him to get his commercial in. You know what I mean? The man worked very hard on an amazing book. I highly recommend everybody get any of his books. The 6-Minute X-Ray, I think, is a great place to start. It's a smaller book, and it breaks down a lot more behavior analysis. He's also part of the behavior panel. They have, over 100 million views on YouTube, and that's when they break down different, different people and their interviews and whether they think they were lying or not. It's really fun to watch as well. So that's Chase Hughes there. I love what he was talking about on how to spot a PSYOP. I think it's very important that everybody know that. And not only that, but I like the fact that he said that it seems very convenient, even if it really is aliens. Why is there a layer? Because aliens would know how incompetent our governments are, right? So, what's your thoughts on
they're
that?
popping up now. Like, we're just going to pop up now. What are they going to say? How are they going to handle it? They're already fucked up. We can come out right now and people won't know what to think because they've already lied. They've been lying. They pulled this COVID thing. They did this. They did that. They'll lie, and then they'll do worse than that. So, who knows? I don't know. Keep your powder dry, people.
Agreed. Keep your powder dry. Now, couple of things. One, they're saying that they don't know. They think it's Iran, but then they pulled back on that, right? I don't know if you heard. They said they thought it was Iran and there was a mothership, and then they kind of pulled back on that, haven't mentioned it or anything like that. But they said they are convinced, and there is like what they literally, the DOD came out and said they are convinced that they are no threat. How do you know? Like, that's the biggest concern to me, is that they're like, we don't know where they're from, we don't know who they are, but they're no threat.
How do you know they're not a threat if you don't know where they are and who they come from? So that's what I'm saying, man. I don't know. Keep your eyes open and your powder dry. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. We got some comments I want to get through here for sure. My man, It's Just Me said, I'd go grocery shop tomorrow and just plan to not leave your house soon. I mean, people are going to go nuts and panic if this whole thing is the beginning and they plan on escalating. I agree. If they do plan on escalating. And what I'm concerned about is, once again, what's the psyop behind it? What is the government hoping to accomplish with this? What could they be wanting? It was very interesting. It was like, look for world, because look, the UN is kind of crumbling, right? The UN is dependent on us. Trump has already said, look, and unless the UN does what they're supposed to do that they haven't been doing, no more. And arguably the UN was the most powerful organization on the planet. So what if they need something to take the place of the UN? So the drones are aliens, and that's how they bring together a powerful ally that has a sweeping power that's not beholden to any government. Thoughts on that one?
How do you? I don't know. Focus on your people, man. Focus on your communities. Focus on your neighbors.
Shoot them drones out the sky. Like you guys were saying, why is everything about United Healthcare guy and nobody mentioned the AI whistleblower? It's more profitable to somebody. Absolutely. Let's see here. Being aware is important, but letting your right brain take the wheel over your left brain is the key. Left brain control is vital. That's a great piece of advice. Shout out to It's Just Me on that one. Heck yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then you drop some knowledge earlier, and of course that's wise. You know what I mean? And then when you this was a comment, a little while back, but my man Pro, you might want to run it back, because my man Pro had some select words about the Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal and Reuters. I stand by that. I mean that. I would rather wipe my ass with a piece of cardboard from a homeless person's house before I read and believe a Wall Street Journal and Reuters.
Promise to take a bunch of vitamin C.
Strictly for research purposes only on how and what they're lying to their readers about. You do not read that and believe it.
Fair. Absolutely fair. Fear is the mind killer. Let's see here. We're too close to nuclear war, so the aliens have come to stop us. What's your thoughts on that one?
Anything is possible, man.
That's fair.
They probably want to stop the people from finding out about Luigi.
Yeah. Well, or I mean, I don't know if you heard, but the CEO that was shot had just cashed out $15 million, and he was planning on making a speech and leaving, and he had exit plans to leave the country after his speech. Then he was shot under very suspicious circumstances, should we say? I don't know, man. There's so many angles to that. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in aliens, but if they do exist, they be coming because we're being stupid. It's just me is correct. I think the internet was made at this point. I don't think it was made to, but I think at this point, the smart big brain people have figured out we can mine crypto. We are the crypto miners. We are the little, you know what I mean? You remember Dig Dug? I don't know if you remember Dig Dug, but we're the Dig Duggers. And X and all the social media is our minds and our deal. And all they want us to do is, you know what I mean, create that energy so they can pull crypto. That's what I think. So own it, don't be it. You know what I mean? Own crypto, don't be crypto.
Facts.
Man, oh facts. Yeah. You know, it makes me feel good when you say facts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Good job.
Yeah. Okay. So the drones, we don't know where they're from. There might be some big mothership somewhere. They're as big as airplanes. Just a quick question to you, as a man who is a man of pew pew, such as myself. Why has nobody tried to shoot any of them down, or why have they not shot one down yet? Do you think?
Well, I don't know if one's been shot down. I've watched a video the other day of regular everyday people sending some very hot fire through the air towards the drones.
Yeah, man. So, I can't wait. I can't.
They say one crashed out, and they're covering that up. So yeah, there's I seen Ohio. Something happened in Ohio recently with some drones. So
see,
it's about to get real, man.
It absolutely is, man. People set up their own drone and EMF'd them out of the sky. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And that's interesting. But I wonder what happens, like when they crash. You know what I mean? Do other brothers pull up quick to retrieve it? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if like a black van, and dudes jump out, men in black jump out, grab the thing, burp, and you're off. I wonder if local law enforcement protects them if you try to go, because what I want to do is get one, like I said, shoot it with the lowest caliber bullet that can pull it out of the sky, but not damage it.
I don't want to get one.
I want one, man. I want them.
I don't want to get
Christmas. I hope Christmas one comes around my area.
Nigga. They got Apple tags. You think it ain't no motherfucking GPS? It's probably GPS in the paint of that motherfucker.
Oh, they'll know who did it. Come for me. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I enjoy living life on the edge with certain things. Okay? That right there, I don't have the underground bunker to go in. Now, if I had an underground bunker, you know what I'm saying, then hell yeah, I'd shoot that motherfucker down and we going underground. And you have to fight to get in. At least we know you're coming unless you send a big bomb. But outside of that.
And don't bring the drone with you. You know what I'm saying?
Not bringing the drone with me. I don't even know. That motherfucker probably got cameras on that bitch like Teslas. I still don't even understand how Teslas got those aerial the cars have aerial cameras. Like you could see
like
the aerial version of the people that's around you.
Oh, because it's pinging a satellite and then giving you the picture.
I'm wondering if it's that or if, like, I don't know. That's the only thing I could think. Like, that he has his own satellites, but geez, really?
Like,
I want cameras.
They might get, each car gets its own unique ID that pings to a specific satellite. So that satellite knows where that car is and gives you a picture from that car's point of view, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, but that's something worth looking at. But yeah, they got
I'm dumb. I don't know much of
360 aerial. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, man, I don't know. That's just too much. Right now they got it. I ain't equipped.
Yep. That's fair. And then finally, man, we'll do this one and get out of here on this. And I was incorrect. I thought it was the female, but it's actually the husband. Do you know who Tom Dickey is? Does anybody know the name Tom Dickey? Because if you don't right now, you are going to. This name is going to be all over the news next week. And when you're like, oh, yeah, I heard about that dude, make sure you tell him to like, share, and subscribe. All right, here we go. Tom Dickey is a lawyer based out of Altoona, Pennsylvania. Does anyone know? Can they put together? Can the super sleuths figure out what happened in Altoona, Pennsylvania recently? Luigi was picked up. That's correct. Luigi Mangione, the accused, innocent until proven guilty, accused shooter, was picked up in Altoona. Now, this hotshot lawyer right here has taken the case, right? His legal career began as a public defender, acquittals and DUIs. His wife, however, is married to P. Diddy. Or excuse me, he's married to P. Diddy's lawyer. So he's this guy that has no social media, who is a defense attorney that we don't know much about. Now, he's some high-powered rockin' dude. He's an experienced trial lawyer. It's his 41st year. He has worked on both private and public cases. Dickey has acted as legal analyst for CNN and other media outlets. So this is a high-profile dude. Let's get a little more info here. He's worked on wide ranges of cases from DUIs to death penalty cases. He told reporters Tuesday, I'm one of the few attorneys in Pennsylvania that is qualified to do death penalties cases. He's now, a little bit of information on Luigi. He is isolated in maximum security, which means he's in basically solitary confinement, but he is not under suicide watch conveniently. A lot of people are trying to pay his legal bills, and his lawyer reveals the defense strategy. So can he practice law in New York? Of course he can. You know what I mean? But what he's trying to do is stop them from getting extradited. So this guy is a hotshot lawyer whose wife has ties to Diddy, and they go back, if you dig into Epstein, which of course was not mentioned there. You have to dig to find that info. And this guy has somehow found this dude and represented him in this case that they won't leave us alone about. And I'm not putting all the pieces together here. I don't understand why this one is so big. I was wondering your thoughts on that. He was on the Duke.
Start a class war.
You think it's a class war thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Wait a minute. You may be right. Hold on. Let me see something. He just hired a new lawyer.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yep. Hold on. And of course, he's a white boy, so he had to hire him one of these.
You shared it?
Yep. He hired Karen.
That's the one I was looking at that I think is connected to Diddy. Yeah. A Karen.
She's a former chief prosecutor for the Manhattan DA office.
That's who I was, because of the Altoona thing, and that was the thing. Yeah. Now, here's the weird part about that. She's a prosecutor, right?
A former prosecutor, yeah. Email statement, Newsweek, Saturday afternoon. Freeman Agnafilo's current law firm confirmed that the Manhattan lawyer will represent the suspect, the shooter, and that she will not be making any other statement at this time. He's only 26. He retained a high-profile lawyer hours after DA Alvin Bragg said that he is Mangione might stop resisting his extradition to New York, where he currently faces a second-degree murder charge in Thompson's death that occurred outside a Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan. He was arrested at a McDonald's while eating tuna in Pennsylvania. He got arrested at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. That is crazy. Where he faces forgery and weapons charge. So what did he forge? What did he?
Those fake IDs. Remember, he had fake IDs when he was picked up with a fake ID.
Fake
which
IDs,
means that,
manifesto, and a murder weapon.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Right.
Anyway, what's her background? Graduated from University of California. In 1992, graduate of Georgetown Law Center. Really? Really, huh? Okay, now I gotta look into this. I know we're getting close to time, but let's see. Hunter.
She also worked as a chief legal analyst for CNN, if you drop down. So both of the attorneys, see, man.
Let me see something, guys. I'm coming, guys.
Oh no, and I'll jump on. According to the Institution for Innovation,
Ha. What year did she graduate from Georgetown?
What does it say? 1992.
Let me see. 1992 graduate of Georgetown. Yep. All right.
Whoa! What? So she was part of the same graduating class as Mr. Hunter Cocaine Biden. Oh my goodness. That man, come on, man. You know what I mean?
You can't make this shit up.
I don't know whether to hit or, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be like, this whole thing is a freaking psyop. It's a psyop, man. It's a freaking psyop, bro. I don't know how to feel, man.
And guys, see, look, this is why you rock with Pro, right? Because you see how that I just pulled that out and showed you guys that, like,
yeah,
everybody's like, oh, she's connected to Diddy. She's connected to Diddy. Really? Because she's also connected to dun dun dun. On top of, she's a CNN analysis, just like his other lawyer.
Yep.
Is a CNN contributor. You can't make this shit up, people.
You can't make it up. It's amazing. How I don't understand. Anyway, scroll down. It looks like she has a podcast. Will you scroll down a little bit on that?
Yeah.
Wait. Up, real fast. Up, right there. Stop. In addition, and I don't know, Agnelfino, I'm not sure how to say her name. Friedman is the co-host of a weekly podcast on the Midas Touch Network named Legal AF, Legal Analysis Friends, where she discusses emerging legal issues and litigation strategies. She's also a legal advisor for NBC's Law and Order. I can't. Okay, that's a full name.
Shit's a psyop.
I can't.
Shit's
Like
a psyop.
anybody. Oh my God. I can't.
Shit's a psyop.
Yes, clearly at this point.
Kid's gonna win on some law-abiding citizen shit.
Oh, according to CNN, she's qualified.
Oh gosh. Who was?
Wow. Poor guy.
Okay, so he's covering him, and He's covering him in Pennsylvania. See, look at how they wrote that. Who was his Pennsylvania lawyer? As if he'd fired the man.
Well, and it's oh well, that dude is a legit defense attorney who will go in and fight like a good defense attorney. The other chick has a podcast and it hangs out on the set of Law and Order. Come on, man. Are you serious? They were like, no. Deep State was like, no. This dude might actually give him some defense. We can't be having that. You know what I mean? We
can't be having that.
We have crafted a story. Podcasts, guns in pockets, ghost guns. Because we got to, in one fell swoop, we can hit ghost guns, scare people that need insurance, create a race war. Now, this will be my last question before we go. Do you think that in the city of New York City, with as much fanfare and love as this dude is getting, that he is going to get a fair trial? Do you think that he's just going to be able to walk because he's now a folk hero? Just me says, oh, damn. Amy, whose father was a public defender his entire life, says, my father is in heaven rolling his eyes. And then Fuego says, I play a lawyer at Christmas parties. Man, I need you to play a lawyer all the time, man. I got plans. Let's go. Let's make some money, Fuego. Also, shout out to Fuego. Shout out to me. And shout out to Amy, because I can tell you all three of them have been here for all 50 episodes. And that's pretty kick-ass.
Ringside rumbling the whole time, and it's much appreciated, man. We 50, y'all.
VIP tickets.
So, yeah, 50.
That one last question. Do you think he'll get a fair... Do you think he'll walk? I wouldn't even say do you think he'll get a fair trial, because a lot of times that means that somebody is, innocent and they're going to, get hit as guilty. Trump.
I think he can walk if his lawyers are good enough to be like, you motherfuckers cannot prove that was him outside that hotel. You have to prove that was him outside that hotel. Like, what are you telling me that you're using to prove that this was him outside this hotel? This is going to be on some, the glove don't fit, you must have quit type shit. Show me him rent this bike. Show me him here. Show me his cell phone ping. They're going to have to do all of that. And if his lawyer is worth their weight in fucking shit, it's slam dunk.
Absolutely.
We caught him with the manifesto and a gun in his pocket. Did you? Did you really? Where's the body cam? Show me you pulling this off of him inside or outside, wherever you are.
And
because if you can't show me that, then it's not. I don't want to hear it.
While I agree with you 125% on the defense, and that's brilliant, and that's the way it should go, my concern is that so many people want him to be the guy, right? Yeah, to the people he's a folk hero to, they want him to have done it. To the people that hate him, the grifters that are making the internet money, like he's the bad guy, he's the killer, and they're glorifying the killer over here. Look at these bad people. They need him to be the guy so bad.
They need him to be, and they know that they need him to be. But if he comes out and prove, like y'all, that same story, they want me to be him. They need me to be him, but I'm not him. And I am innocent until proven guilty. So you have to prove me to be guilty. You have to put me there. You have, and that's like, he has the money now to do that. He has the money for the lawyers to do that. And that's what they need to be saying. And that's what they need to be spinning. And they're both CNN normals and all of this stuff. She writes for NBC, or she advises for NBC's Law and Order. She's seen this in a story or two, and all the Law and Order episodes. There's been plenty of them where, yeah, y'all want me to be the guy. I bet you want me to be the guy. I know you want me to be the guy, but I'm not your guy. And
not
then
the
they
guy.
go hard. They go hard in the paint the whole episode, and then they get all the way to the end, and damn, he was not our guy.
Get him with the, you know what I mean? Slap him with
like,
it.
You got to give me something that's going to stick, or we're going to have to let him go.
The only thing that that's why they, to to me, that is extremely convenient how they found a manifesto and the weapon. And there was a report of, but I think they were like, we better dial this back, of shell casings all found in his bed. How full were his pockets, man? You know what I mean? Like the average dude. And I want to know, why won't they show us what he was arrested in? There were no photos showing us and if he was wearing regular jeans, you can't fit a gun in a manifesto and a wallet. And you know what I mean? And show, like, are you serious? Stop it. But once again, this case is going to go and we're going to get a lot more information. I'm not saying that he didn't do it. I'm saying most of the evidence points to he did not do it. Pro made an amazing case right there for that. Pro, what do you got coming up? What's good this week for Pro to call?
I don't even know what week this is. Twas the week before the week of Christmas or something like that.
Yeah, we got basically, what, a week and 2 days before Christmas.
It's the 15th, so we got 10 days. 10 days till showtime. Work, just work. Y'all might be able to catch me doing a little bit of GTA streaming, trying to get those Kick numbers up. If you're over on Kick, give me a subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch the video. If you have a PlayStation, come on and rock with your boy, man. We'll jump on and we'll make some money, especially if you're on GTA. I like to grind. I don't glitch. You know what I mean? I go make money. I got damn near every business in the build in GTA. I think the only business I don't have is the acid business, because it's acid. But
like caustic acid or the drug?
Huh?
Caustic acid or the drug?
No, the drug.
Oh, well, that would be the first. Man, look, talk to your boy. I know a little bit about that.
Yeah. Look, it's good money in it, right? So when I go and I be having overstock and I just be selling to the drug dealers on the streets, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the highest paying dividends that I don't have it. So like every drug dealer I go to, I'll give them some weed. I'll give them some coke. I give them what else I got? I think I got a meth lab.
On GTA, in GTA. In the video game
in
GTA.
Yeah.
Yes.
All this exists in Los Santos, right? So
Yes.
if you want to get in on any of that, meet me in Los Santos. I'm on the PS5 servers, all right? That's the only way that I can serve you some good weed, some good coke, some good meth. I got gun running. I got guns.
Shut up.
You know what I'm saying? I got what else I got? Oh, I got a nightclub. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I saw your
Arcade.
club. Your club was fly, man. Your club was fly.
Yeah, my club is dope.
I was like, man, if I was in that, I want to get in there because I want to open a comedy club. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple ideas, man. I could be running towns, you know. You know me, dude.
So, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's basically the jug. I be streaming the GTA. I'm also working on some other things. I want to get back into streaming a little bit more gaming, streaming and conversations. I'll definitely be doing Friday Night Flights this Friday. Y'all a mix show as well. So I may do that this Friday as well.
Need that.
Outside of that, I'll be preparing for the 23rd. You know, December 23rd is coming up fast. We're going to be over in hey, that's why I do not stream that on YouTube. Straight Rumble, X, and Kick.
Man, you can't.
I know I'm good there.
For those just listening, Fuego said Pro just got banned on you, pre-banned from YouTube. It's like you can't pre-ban the band. You know what
right.
Robbing
a casino for 3 hours. Right.
Yeah.
Listen, my robberies don't go down like that when I got people that's like, you know. And even once we finally got together and was like, no, we're not going to do that. If you notice, I took control. Like, all right, guys, no, we need to go this way. We need to do this. Hold on, this, that, and the third. Get in and get out. And that's how we really like to do it. Communicate, get in and get out. Sometimes it definitely gets, you know, impatient. Like, fuck it. We're going in this thing, guns a-blazing. It's like, no, we don't want to do that. Guns a-blazing is more attention. But, you know, it's fun, right? It's all in gaming. But no, I like to get that money, get in and get out.
Heck yeah.
Trying to do it in 30 minutes tops.
So was it the team that let you down?
Well, not necessarily,
because we did it eventually. It was just it was the team's initial approach.
There you go.
And sometimes you got to, you got to lay back, especially when, there are other people's plans. You got to lay back. They have their plan. They want to go forward. They see it's not going right. And, what do we do? How are we going to go? We got to get through this. All right, this is what we do. Follow me, guys. We're going to lead us to the promised land.
After the third interception, man, maybe they do go to that running first plan you had in mind the whole time. Screen passes and running, you know what I mean?
That's
so
it.
I'm with it. Okay, man. So we definitely we need to check out for your game streaming, Kick, Rumble. Definitely Friday night. You're gonna be on, Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. Excited about all of that, man. And you're getting ready for the 23rd, and we're gonna, be talking more about that this weekend. Guys, Tuesday night, I'll be doing go over to Power Slap time. Lack of synergy, I get it. Absolutely, man. And then, Pro with the wisdom, he was like, man, sometimes you got to let it play out. And that's something I value. And I've actually personally, man, show 50, I can tell you, man, that is one of the great lessons I've learned from you is, quite honestly, man, it's about confidence in yourself, and not this, not this new age shit, of believe it, but this whole, man, you've been around, you know what you're doing. Sit back sometimes. Sometimes instead of fighting them to not fail, you have to let them fail. Or win for that matter, and learn your lesson, right? But at the end of the day, sometimes the most powerful and important thing you can do is sit back and watch what happens and learn from what happens. Because either way, there's kind of a win in it, right? If you're able to sit back, either they're going to win and you're going to learn why you miscalled it and what you need to learn in your own game, or they're going to not do so good and you're going to be like, what'd I say? So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that lesson. So Power Slap time on Rumble, guys. Make sure you go over there. Tuesday night, me and my partner, Michael Mann, crazy old scraggly Michael Mann will be covering a little more Power Slap, fun stuff there. And so make sure you do that. And I think we're going to have Knuckles, lightweight boxing champ, regional, maybe wants to drop in and do a little bit there. So that'll be fun. And then, of course, I'll be in that Friday night flight chat with you. Please make sure you follow Seaport Pro on your socials and Seahawk Comedy on your socials as well. Guys, thank you so much. And want to send a shout out to Chase Hughes for letting us use his monetized stuff to break down and be real about. We stand on business. He stands on business. We appreciate that. That's what we do. Shout out to everyone that wants to take part. And this has been Rumble on Rumble number 50. Thank y'all. Congratulations, Pro. And you know what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good night.